Hello, Steve Morris here. I've been thinking a lot about the Alliance for Responsible Citizenship, Jordan Peterson and company, you know, all the folks who are working on that. And the reason I've been thinking about it a lot is because I've got something in my gut that just is compelling me to help towards that cause. And I've been spinning my wheels for a while on it. And I don't know, maybe talking about it will help me get some traction. Years ago, I came up with this concept of another kind of arc. It was, I think I named it the Liberty Arc. And essentially what the ARC stands for is advocacy, restoration, and the C is for continuity. And it's based upon some work that I've done in my career as a systems engineer in helping companies develop disaster recovery plans. So, you know, if a data center gets destroyed, you know, how do you get your business back up and going? You know, and that's, you know, the most basic form of that is taking backups and keeping those off-site so that they won't get destroyed if that location catches on fire or something like that. And the other piece of that is the business continuity plan. So that's really a collection of critical business functions and where to build in redundancy and safeguards to keep those functions running smoothly. So this idea of the ARC, the Liberty Arc, was essentially a tool to help restore liberty, you know, if you lose it, and then also at the same time build in things to keep it going once you get it back. And then the advocacy, which starts at the beginning, but that's really the continuous improvement plan. So those three things together, I thought could be beneficial for liberty. And this was around 2010 when I came up with this concept. But it seems like the Alliance for Responsible Citizenship, they could use this kind of platform or this kind of methodology in order to advocate for their cause. You know, recovery or restoration of our responsibilities to ourselves. You know, how do we take back responsibility from government? Because I think that's one of the problems that we're facing right now, is that somebody else is responsible for things that should be our own individual or family or community or county or state responsibility, rather than, you know, somebody 600 miles away who is heavily influenced by giant businesses that don't know or care about me and my community. So my thought is that we can use the same kinds of methodologies that these giant businesses that, you know, basically run everything. What if we were to use their methodologies that keep them healthy what if we use that for our communities? So that leads into this concept that is more recent, and that is the Apprenticeship Guild. So the Apprenticeship Guild is an organization that services, it looks to the health and to the success of its members and its community. So my thought would be, and this really comes from some observations I made when I was in Switzerland, and that is that this should be at the county or canton level. So you take care of things locally that you can take care of, and I think most communities have the talent to take care of this apprenticeship program or guild locally, especially if there's a consortium of these, an alliance of these local chapters that feed each other successes and failures. You know, we share our successes, you know, and how we attain them, and we share our failures and, you know, what we think led up to them. And, you know, and on that you reach out for help. You say, hey, look, I'm failing at this, but, you know, you're successful. You know, can you help us take a look? So this Apprenticeship Guild, the structure of it would be primarily, I think, small and medium-sized businesses, and the way it would work is basically all of your lower level positions are apprenticeship levels positions. So, you know, especially for things that are high turnover, that you just expect people to grow out of at some point. But what you do is you have a year contract, or you could, you know, it could be a 6-month or a 3-month or whatever, but have a contract with the apprentice, and the apprentice would agree to show up on time and not call in sick all the time and perform their duties to the best of their abilities, of course with instruction. Right, so that's part of, you know, the business has to invest some time into educating the apprentice, and the apprentice gets experience and a little bit of money. So an apprentice doesn't make as much as a journeyman. So the way that I think that it would work is you would have novices, apprentices, journeymen, and then the master or the masters would be the principals of the company, the owners, really. Journeymen would be your management level people and experts in particular things. Apprentices would be your, I hate to use the word worker bee, but kind of a worker bee, someone who can understand and follow steps but aren't really expected to come up with the steps. And then novices, it's kind of cool what I saw in Switzerland. I was a friend of mine that I grew up with was Swiss, and he moved back, but he was an auto mechanic apprentice, and I went to his work, and this was kind of laid out for me, this novice, apprentice, journeyman, craftsman level person, and then owners. And the novices, like, I think they basically work for free. You know, they weren't expected to work for free forever. Like you know, like if you were a novice and you didn't get moved into an apprenticeship position within, you know, a couple months, then, you know, they were going to let you go and find another novice. But the novice, I was told, one of their main duties was to clean up mainly after the journeyman level people and the apprentices. But the way it was put to me was that you got to learn how the trash is made before you're allowed to make it. and it really, one of a lot of this stuff was just explained to me as if it was a matter of fact. It was kind of cool and new to me, but like, if you start out cleaning up the trash, number one, you learn how it's made and where it goes and the flow of it, because you got to take in raw materials, and then you're going to have some scraps, and you're going to have some things that aren't worth keeping. But I think that collecting it allows you to be a better maker of it, because number one, you started out picking up the trash, and you just as someone up the chain, you just don't want to throw it around everywhere and make it a hard time for the person who's cleaning up, right? So you want to kind of make your trash in an orderly fashion that allows it to get out of the building. But so that's the crux of it. So I'm really interested in knowing what Americans and Canadians and British and I don't know, Western countries, what do Western countries think of this concept? And I do want to add in one more thing here, because it's important to note, and that is that the apprenticeship positions are highly sought after. So like, the better the company, the better the apprentice, the more talented and good, I guess, the motivated the potential apprentices are. So it's like, when you're working your way through this apprenticeship program, it's not really highly structured. You go to work for a company, and then you hear about some other company that is doing something that you might want to learn, and you work with the Apprenticeship Guild to help you get into that position. Now, part of working with the Apprenticeship Guild is you've got to be a good apprentice. You've got to show up to work on time. You've got to not call in sick all the time. You've got to do these duties. And basically, we will help you. We will work with the companies that are participating in this program to have to get you in there. Now, this works out really well for the businesses as well, because they get highly motivated people who want your job. Even if it is something menial or not something that they want to do forever, but it's something that they will agree to, and if they don't like it, they'll continue to do it, and then do it to the best of their ability, and not essentially not screw over the businesses. So they get good employees, and the apprentices get experience and money. And then, of course, journeymen, that's a great position for journeymen to continue their careers in. So that's pretty much the crux of it. I would love to hear what y'all think about it.